In the next 3 seconds, you're about to hear a secret recorded conversation between Ilhan Omar and a foreign operative. But before that, you think you've seen political takedowns before. You haven't seen anything yet. Senator John Kennedy, with his razor-sharp wit and unyielding commitment to truth, steps into the spotlight. What happens in the next hour will change American politics forever. This isn't just another hearing. This is the complete ethical annihilation of a politician who thought she was untouchable. What you're about to hear contains evidence so shocking, so integrity-shattering, that it will make you question everything you thought you knew about the people in Congress. Listener discretion is advised. This is the story of how one Louisiana senator, with a briefcase full of evidence, brought down a controversial politician. This is the story of ethical justice. Let's go. The Senate Ethics Committee hearing room buzzed with electric anticipation as C-SPAN cameras rolled live to millions of Americans hungry for accountability. What they were about to witness would become the most watched congressional hearing in history, surpassing even Watergate in viewership and ethical weight. Kennedy entered the chamber with the confidence of a principled leader who had spent years preparing for this moment. His weathered leather briefcase contained evidence to expose deep-seated deception, but his simple suit wire-rimmed glasses and distinctive Louisiana bearing contrasted with the explosive nature of what he was about to unleash. "Ladies and gentlemen," Chairman Chuck Grassley announced as the room fell silent. "We're here for an emergency oversight hearing on potential ethical violations and abuse of office by members of Congress. Today, the American people get the accountability they've demanded." Kennedy settled into his chair with the calm of a senator who had walked into his opponent's political funeral, placing his briefcase on the table as phones live-streamed to millions of eager Americans. His preparation was meticulous, his evidence devastating, and his commitment to ethical principles unshakable. Meanwhile, Representative Ilhan Omar entered through the rear doors, flanked by a phalanx of expensive attorneys, their grim expressions betraying their worry. Her forced confidence couldn't hide the unease in her eyes, or the slight tremor in her hands as she faced the scope of Kennedy's preparation. The progressive firebrand, known for bold statements and radical positions, was about to confront a senator renowned for his sharp wit, folksy wisdom, and unyielding pursuit of truth. How fitting that Representative Omar chose to attend today, Grassley noted with quiet satisfaction. "Senator Kennedy, please proceed with your presentation of evidence." Kennedy's eyes met Omar's across the chamber. In that moment, she realized this was no ordinary session, but a confrontation with a Louisiana senator armed with undeniable facts, determined to leave no doubts unresolved. Mr. Chairman Kennedy began, his voice blending Southern charm with prosecutorial steel that had made him a respected voice in Washington. "What I'm about to present shows a systematic violation of ethical standards, immigration law, and public trust in American congressional history. We're talking about misrepresentations and inconsistencies that would trouble any honest American." The stage was set. Kennedy, the straight-talking senator with compelling evidence, versus Omar, whose career was about to be exposed as built on questionable foundations. The ethical reckoning had begun. For years, Kennedy's office had conducted one of the most thorough investigations into congressional integrity in the nation's history. The evidence was so meticulously documented that even Omar's staunchest supporters would be forced to reconsider. He had built an airtight case to challenge her narrative and highlight the importance of transparency in public service. The folders were ready, the witnesses prepared, and the American people were watching, eager to see faith in accountable government restored. No one, absolutely no one, is above ethical standards in America. Kennedy opened his first folder with deliberate precision, the rustling papers echoing through the silent chamber like the opening notes of an ethical symphony. The folder, thick with official government seals, pulsed with ominous significance. Representative Omar, he began his Louisiana drawl, carrying across the room like honey over broken glass. Back home in Louisiana, we say if you're going to tell a story, your facts better be straight. Today we'll see if your immigration story holds up to ethical scrutiny. Omar straightened in her chair, flanked by her attorneys, like bodyguards protecting a figure under siege. "Senator Kennedy," she replied with forced confidence, her voice tinged with progressive righteousness. "I welcome any questions about my immigration journey. I've always been transparent about my story as a refugee who found safety and opportunity in America." "Well, that's mighty interesting," Kennedy said, his eyes twinkling with the anticipation